Welcome to Tree to Table. I'm your host, Sarah Gollibart-Gorman. Today we're making a sausage apple sweet potato sheet pan dinner with pink lady apples. We're in the Explore More Discovery Museum in downtown Harrisonburg. Let's get started. We're using apples from this lovely gift box from Shenandoah Valley Orchards. If you happen to get a gift box of pink ladies, then you can use this for this recipe, but pink ladies are also amazing for fresh eating, for cooking and baking. So this is really a whole box full of possibilities. Let's set this aside and get cooking. We love sheet pan meals because they're easy to make and so easy to clean up. You can also pack them full of all the major food groups: fruits, vegetables, proteins, carbs. We love it. This recipe in particular is very allergy friendly. It's dairy-free and gluten-free. You can really customize it to meet your and your family's needs. When making a sheet pan meal, it's vital to make sure everything cooks evenly. So all of our vegetables are cut about the same size. So make sure when you're cutting and chopping to have everything about equal. This flavor really has a great Italian-y, balsamic-y, glazy flavor, and it's coming from our marinade. We're gonna make that first. We love to blend things in a mason jar here at Shenandoah Valley Orchards. So grab your jar and you're first gonna add a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. Go ahead and add also a 1/4 cup of olive oil. The glazy sweetness is going to come from honey. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of this into our jar as well. You can always add more if you want more of a sweet flavor, or less if you're going for less sweet. I'm also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, let's put the top on and get shaken. The honey likes to stick on the bottom, so make sure to really shake vigorously until you no longer see this drippy honey on the bottom. We're gonna preheat the oven to 425 degrees. Now that our marinade is ready, we're gonna combine all of our prepped vegetables into this bowl and coat them in the marinade that we made. So here we have 2 medium sweet potatoes cut into about 1/2-inch chunks. Here we have 1 pound of Brussels sprouts where I chopped off the ends and quartered them, because nothing is worse than an undercooked Brussels sprout. So quartering them just lets them cook a little bit faster. This is 1 medium red onion. I cut it up pretty chunky so that the size would match the rest of our vegetables here. This is 2 pink lady apples. I could have cut these into chunks as well, but I prefer the half moon shape because it really stands out in the pan. And finally, we're gonna add our chicken sausage. So these were cut on the bias, meaning that when I cut them up, I wasn't chopping them right into medallions, little circles, but instead I cut them on a diagonal so that we would have just a more beautiful presentation and more surface area for that delicious balsamic honey marinade to attach to. Now we're gonna add our marinade to our bowl of prepped veggies. Now, don't add all of it. Save just, about a centimeter at the bottom to drizzle on your finished sheet pan dinner. Now just use a spoon and stir to combine and make sure everything is nicely coated in that honey balsamic marinade. Now, we said this recipe was an easy cleanup, right? So we are making it even easier with parchment paper, because sometimes these meals tend to get crispy and sticky on the bottom of the pan. So we're just gonna get some of this and line our pan with the parchment paper just to make sure nothing sticks. We're gonna pour everything onto our sheet pan and spread it out to make sure everything is even. Okay, this is ready for the oven. We're gonna put it in first for 15 minutes. Then we're gonna check halfway through, give it a good stir, and put it back in for 15 more minutes. At that point, check and see if the vegetables are easily pierced with a fork. If they are, you're ready to roll. If you want things a little bit crispier, leave it in the oven a little bit longer, but check, every few minutes or so to make sure nothing is burning. Let's add it to the oven. Our sausage apple sweet potato sheet pan dinner is finished cooking. Our final step is just add some of this chopped parsley as a lovely garnish. So we'll just kind of sprinkle this around. Just makes everything look so fresh and bright. And the parsley is going to add some really beautiful herbiness to the sweet balsamic glaze. And for our final touch, the remainder of our sweet balsamic glaze. It smells so good, that balsamic vinegary smell. I can't wait to try this. Let's get some sausage, some apple, of course, and some sweet potato. This is so good. I can't wait to share this recipe with my friends and my family. The apples do have like a baked apple texture that you would find in an apple pie, but it's so complemented with the balsamic glaze that I'm just I'm loving it. All the root vegetables, the parsley, it's all working amazing in our beautiful sheet pan meal. Stay tuned for what we're cooking up next with Shenandoah Valley Orchards.